This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. I'm actually cracking up because this made me laugh. So here's the thing. So this is a special show. I was looking for this show because we got a lot of great stuff coming out. So live on K4HD radio and TV and podcasting, Talk4 Media, TV, radio, podcasting, IG247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. I'm thinking about everything Worldwide TV Network and everything like that. So it's good to see everybody. My new friends out of the UK, Vana out of Long Beach, California. He will always be that Jersey guy. I almost said Jersey, but Jersey. Okay. She's from New York, but really from Greece, but really from Miami, but really from Greece.
I'm like from everywhere.
Yes, the one and only I am Athena. So Zach, it's good to see you again. From
good to see you.
I won't say what pinball company, you will. And Tosh, good to see you. Terri, nonstop, always. So let's get this rolling. Zach, let's start with you because we talked to you a year ago, some of us. And so what's been happening with pinball machines and everything straight out of Chicago?
Sure. So I think the last time we talked, we just released Led Zeppelin. And since then, we have released the Mandalorian pinball machine. Sorry, I'll backtrack. Stern Pinball. You probably see it on my hat, on my shirt.
Very cool.
But we released the Mandalorian, Godzilla, and then earlier this month, right behind me, you can see Rush, based on the Canadian Hall of Fame band. So we've been busy, to say the least.
All right, and give the background for people that may not know who you are. David, you're going to like this one. So you were the number one pinball player in the world. What years? And number two, and then came back and went number one again, right?
Yeah, so I think, God, I'm getting old. I think it was 2012 and 2017. I was the number one ranked competitive player in the world. And then my wife and I had a child, and I love my son more than my rank. So I don't even know where I'm ranked right now.
That's so sweet.
So here's the thing about this. So Terri and Tosh, you're not going to be on this one, but we're going to go, hopefully we will go and tour them in Chicago when we go see Linda Steele. That's the plan. So we'll have a private tour. And because we talked about it a year ago, so here we are a year later, and that time is flying.
We're
going to make it happen.
You can come on the tour.
Yeah.
So Athena wants to come because I was telling her.
Yeah.
So since she's next to me, tell the audience where you came from, because you're the Bachelorette winner, season 2, out of Greece. Talk about that experience or what you can talk about.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I'm fresh off the boat from Greece right now. Oh, I'm Athena NY for New York, by the way. And it's missing an NY. Anyway, I'll tell you the story. I left New York back in May, and I packed a small little bag, and I went to LA, and I said, you know what? I'm not going back to New York until I make it. Sure enough, 3 days later, I'm walking in Beverly Hills and Rodeo Drive. This guy stops me, this random guy with a microphone and a video camera. He's clearly doing some type of show, and stops me as I'm walking my dog. That's wearing a sombrero, by the way, my little dog Spartan. And he's like, excuse me, you look important. What's your name? And I'm like, oh, thank you. My name's Athena. He's like, are you Greek? And I said, yes. He's like, you should go on the Greek show, The Bachelor. And he's like, are you single? I'm like, yes. So I went on this show, The Bachelor, out of chance. I was literally walking on the street, Rodeo Drive, and poof, I'm in Greece on The Bachelor. And yeah, it's The Bachelor 2. I ended up winning. So yeah.
Nice. Did you say your dog's name was Sparta?
Yes.
Wow, now that's dope.
He's actually half Greek, half Mexican by his mom, because I'm 100% Greek, and he's Mexican. So he wears a sombrero to celebrate his heritage.
So the thing about this is the last time we saw her, she was on our show in studio. So when was that? June? And Terri was there.
I was there. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's good to see you again, by the way.
Oh, I can't even see. Oh shit, how are you? Sorry, your picture is so small.
I just got back from the gym, so I'm like in gym attire.
Yes. Keep up that fitness.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So she was only supposed to go for 3 months. She ended up staying for 6 months. And she went with summer clothes, and by the time she finished, it was winter.
Yes. Okay.
And they took her phone away because she does all these things, and you chart really high with your views, which is what we like.
Yes. So you guys have no idea. Everyone thinks being on a TV show is all great and all. Oh, you get this luxurious life. You get to live in a villa. You get to have palm trees and ocean. Okay. Imagine for 1 second, no phone, no communication with your family or your friends, no TV, no music, no pen and paper because it's not allowed to write things down. You're not allowed to have a book. You can't go out and buy whatever food you want. So you have the same food every single day for months and months and months. Imagine that life and tell me if you want to be on a reality show or if you're secretly jealous of the people on the reality show.
I have lots of friends that were on reality shows, so I kind of know. I know the drill. My question is did they give you a choice on your dietary needs? I mean, did you get to like, okay, I, because if you are a fitness person, I don't eat gluten, I don't eat cheese.
So if you have those issues, you can express your interest, and maybe in a couple months you'll have what you want.
Welcome to reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm a lot softer. Like my body's softer than it usually is. Like it's usually more firm, and a lot of that has to do with your eating habits and the stuff, right? So it's very difficult. I'm still transitioning from living closed for 6 months with nothing and not coming back to America and trying to start my life over again. It almost feels like a summer vacation, and you go back to school in September, except that summer vacation was way too long. So you know how like your teacher told you got to read these 3 book reports over the summer, and then you come back in September and you're like, wait, what do we have to do? Wait, I can't function right now. That's me.
Exactly.
But you know what? At least you weren't on Naked and Afraid. I always think of those people like on that reality show having no clothes in the wilderness. Like seriously, that takes the cake. That fascinates me. How the hell you can do that?
Yeah, so I went in there in the summer, and you guys, if you know me, I like to wear cute little clothes.
Yeah.
Like literally, like they're not that big. So summer's over now; it's freezing winter. So all I have is 1 pair of pants and like 1 pair of long sleeve tops. So like I end up wearing the same thing every day. I end up having to wash my clothes in the sink because there's not enough time to because you're not just allowed to use the washer whenever you want. So like I washed almost all my clothes in the sink half the time. So yeah, it was, and then like to work out, and there wasn't equipment. I would find the olive oil and like things around the house, and I would use that as weights. So it was really hard. It was like a game of Survivor, to be honest. And I don't think people realize that it really was a game of Survivor. And yeah, it was an experience, because when I got back to America, I took almost all my clothes and I donated my clothes to people who can't afford clothes. And I realized, being in that villa, that you don't need anything in your life to be happy. You don't need these fancy clothes. You don't need the fancy car. You don't need this big house. All you need is to love yourself, because at the end of the day, that's all you have is yourself. And I really feel like everyone should just learn to love themselves. And if they learn to love themselves and who they are, be happy with themselves, they'll be so much happier in life. It can accomplish so many of their goals. So yeah, I gave everything away.
See, and the segue into that, this is where David comes in, because David, you have a great story on how you talk. And I was telling the reason I wanted you on, and obviously to meet Zach, I wanted Christian and Samantha to know how you started, because Christian has wrote 20 books. I almost can't get the words out of my mouth. David, tell him how you started because he was talking about Marvel. I'm like, oh, you know what? I got to call David Bonner because you guys will have fun talking to each other. That's what led to that. David, go.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I started in the toy industry. I'm a toy designer. I've been in the toy industry now for over 25 years now. And I basically just started from the old school way of finding an ad in the paper. You know, it was like I had just graduated from art school. I basically, you know, had the typical art school portfolio with all the art school like art stuff in there. And I saw this ad in my local paper, and I'm originally from Atlantic City, New Jersey. I was living
Atlantic
out of,
City.
yeah,
Yes.
and I was living outside of Atlantic City in Pleasantville, and Spencer Gifts, the retail store that's in all the malls and everything. Their headquarters is in Pleasantville, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. So I saw this, and it's locally known, you know. So I saw this ad in the paper for a product designer and just kind of took everything that was in my portfolio, tossed it all out, redid my portfolio over a weekend, and basically put in there and everything that I felt Spencer's was about, like the sci-fi, the fun stuff, the nasty jokes, the just everything. And I just kind of made my portfolio towards that, and you know, wore a suit that was like 3 sizes too big, and that was my first job, and I was like 20, 23, 24 years old. And then, you know, from there, like my first assignment was like designing Elvis clocks and Beetle lava lamps and Friday the 13th snow globes and stuff like that. But they didn't know that I was actually like a big fan of like the Beatles and Kiss and Ozzy Osbourne and all this other stuff. So it was like I just had this crazy release from, you know, up to that point, focusing on trying to be a comic book illustrator, to now I can actually draw Elvis all day and Jim Morrison all day and Ozzy Osbourne all day and all these different kind of facets. And that's what got me into developing product and eventually led me into toys.
So Christian and Samantha, I'm coming to you in a minute. I got to go to Zach because what David just said, Zach, what are the pinball machines that you have? Some of what he was just talking about. Go for it.
I was going to say, I probably will be missing some, but we've done Deadpool, Avengers, Spider-Man, Kiss, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, obviously Rush now, Metallica.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we got to talk. We have to collaborate on a couple other brands that I'm working on.
Yeah, we got to be in touch after this.
Oh, definitely.
But Zach, talk about why Rush is important. And then last year we had Led Zeppelin. How did that do, and why was that important to the fans?
Yeah, so Rush is very interesting because we worked really close with Ed Robertson of the Bare Naked Ladies. I'm sure you've heard that song, you know, if I had $1 million, you'd buy a lot of pinball machines. But he is a Canadian rock star, Hall of Famer, and he is close with the band members, and he's a big pinball fan. And it's just a passion project. We've worked directly with the band, Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee. They did custom call-outs in the machine, and they were just integral in bringing this creation to life. So it was just, you know, Rush might not be at the same level as a Led Zeppelin, but their fan base is some of the most passionate fan base you'll find on the planet.
And I'm a Neil Peart fan because this drummers bang harder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Gotta give it up for the drummer. You know, I was a drummer in high school.
Neil the man.
So Christian and Samantha, talk about, because we just met literally a week ago when we talked, and I love what you guys were saying. Talk about these books, because once you mentioned Marvel, I had to call David. And then, you know, Samantha, thank you for being so understanding on things, because I love your energy and what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Well, just to put some sort of meat on the bones, we only met 4 years ago, and in that time we've got married and had an absolute ball, and life is absolutely worth for living. So in lockdown, I was the one that was working. My workload was getting really high. The children were at home. I was homeschooling, and this man put pen to paper and has not stopped. So he was always told, I know I'll let you speak in a minute, but he was always told, you know, he wouldn't amount to much, he can't do anything. So he used his hands, and he's been like a manual worker, built houses from scratch, He's amazing. He's very creative and arty, but actually now getting him to write, the imagination has just been like a tap turned on, and I cannot stop it. So over to you. You've been writing and you haven't stopped. We've had so much fun, haven't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, it all started off. I mean, I got married at an early age of 18, and I had 5 children. And I used to tell my children when they used to drive the car, stories and adventures, I used to just make up out of my imagination. And it wasn't until my eldest daughter, she had some children, and obviously I became a grandfather. And I was babysitting my granddaughter and telling her a story, but my daughter was actually listening to me, and she said, "Dad, you should write a book. You should write a book." And I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, go for it." So I decided to write this series of books, Katie and Grandad's Amazing Adventures. I have one there, and I give 50% of all the profits to charity, because my granddaughter, she has what they call Rett syndrome. And so now I've released so far 4 books in the series, and it's just snowballed from there. But then my daughter, she had a grandson, and one day my grandson was being told the story of Katie and Grandad, and he said, "Oh, can you stop? I don't want to listen to this anymore." He said, "Because I'm not in it. I'm not part of it," he said. So then I started writing another book series, The Adventures of Jake Hall, because his name's Jake. And this book here came out just before Christmas and got international bestseller. And I just haven't stopped writing since.
And how many books have you written? How many books?
I've written about 20 books so far. I mean, I've started writing a new series called Battle Force, and you probably all can remember, like Thunderbirds.
Oh, yeah.
If you could imagine like a big battleship, and then underneath pops down and a submarine comes out of it, and it's all about in the sea, and that they know. So I've designed all these different models or different helicopters and planes that are all on the battleship to sort out the mystery that they need to do.
Very cool.
You could imagine what they could be like if it all came out. You could have toys, because Thunderbirds was massive once.
Collectibles.
I love Thunderbirds back in the day. I love
out all the time, new books and stuff. So yeah, it's been really good fun.
I gotta say, I love the matching. Those are those PJs?
It wasn't my idea.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning here in the UK, and so it's pajamas.
Okay. I love it. And I love the fact that you said like your granddaughter and grandson, like children are always so honest with you. Like they are the reason why, like if they tell you something, like, you know, you do it. It's like somebody who is like, well, this is like a horrible comparison, but like, you know, when people are drunk, they usually say the truth, and this, like, children always say, like, you know, they're super honest. So good thing that you listened, you know, to your was it your granddaughter who told you to write a book?
It was my daughter that told me to write the book about. So I just decided to do Katie and Grandad, which is Katie's my granddaughter and I'm the granddad, so it's fictional. And then my grandson, obviously, then I've written the books for Jake Hall, the new series, and the second one comes out in March. So that, you know, it's taking off really good.
So what does Jake like say about him being like the main character, or kind of like, you know, the spark, or the, what's it called? I'm starting to forget how to speak English. There we go. Thank you, David. Thank you. How does he feel about being the inspiration of the new book that you have?
He is absolutely taken to it like a duck to water. He loves it. All of his friends all talk about it in the classroom. But the thing is that their mum has had a third son, or third child. So George, so now there'll have to be another series about George. But actually Christian's got 9 grandchildren and one son hasn't had any. So the family's getting larger. So I'm sure there's more books to be written.
Oh yeah, the content is there. You're definitely gonna. I love that.
And
That's so
what's
inspiring.
so fun about it is that it takes Christian back to being a boy, and boys like being, you know, 5 anyway in their adult life. So I think it just takes him right back. And when you sort of like think about his character and what he's doing, and Jake is basically saving the day wherever he goes. He's like a mini James Bond. So yeah, it's just really, really fun.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's actually, you know, one of the joys of being in the toy industry because you never let go of your childhood. You never let go of your past. So you always think about when you were a kid, when you hung out with your friends and certain things start coming to mind, certain memories. And then when you tack on all the knowledge that you have thus far, now you can really come up with cool concepts and stories just based on your own childhood, you know, just using your imagination that's always there. So it's fun to be able to tap into that. And a lot of people don't have that type of blessing where they can actually like constantly be bombarded with their good childhood memories. A lot of people don't have that, you know, that outlet. You know, a lot of people search for that.
Pinball's a good outlet for fun. I'll just say that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm sure Jake will have to be having a pinball machine at some point. He's got a Nerf gun in the first book, so we'll see.
Hey, David, talk about the panels. Talk about the New York Comic Con and San Diego Comic Con. Obviously, they were kind of different this year, but
Comic Con.
he was there. I didn't
love
go.
Comic-Con.
Talk about
I'm always at Comic Con. Yeah, it was a little different this year because it was, you know, the season kind of started off with PowerCon, which is kind of a Masters of the Universe focus convention, and then it was you know, then New York Comic Con, and it was a big presence in New York, and then that's when like things kind of start to, you know, get a little bit, you know, scale back a little bit. Like there was a whole new season of San Diego Comic Con, which usually it's in July, but this time it was in November. You know, so that kind of threw a lot of people off, and with that, the turnout wasn't as quite as large, but you can still see a lot of fans there, you know, wanting to get out, just wanting to, you know, congregate and see old friends and all that. So now that everything is scaled back, like, you know, Toy Fair, which is a big industry kind of convention, that's been scaled back, and now it's virtual in New York. So things are kind of going back into like almost of a lockdown mode, and but really it's just a wait and see. No one knows how the convention season is going to turn out. And during those conventions, there's a lot of people that's usually like ill and sickly. You know, there's a lot of people that have, you know, issues, and it could be like a breeding ground for something that could be a lot more, you know, dangerous when it really shouldn't be.
Hey, Zach, what did you notice on the pinball sales for lockdown? What was that like as far as you guys? Because you guys created some great machines.
Yeah, I mean, business has never been better because, you know, people's vacation funds, I'm sure, got, you know, transitioned into developing their home game room. So we can't keep up with demand. I mean, business has never been better. Obviously, we would never wish a global pandemic to increase my employment hood, but you know what? If pinball brings people joy in moments of, you know, despair, then we're doing something right. So
you know, it's good that that's happening.
Language of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely great that that's happening because it's almost like a scale. Like because of the pandemic, people realize just how too bombarded we are with using our phones and video games. So it's good to go back to that real visceral kind of way of play.
Yeah, and that's something that pinball can't be replicated because it's, you know, it's tactile. You feel it. It's physics. It's gravity. Versus, you know, a video game, you're memorizing a pattern. It's like once you beat Super Mario Brothers, you've beaten the game. Where a pinball machine, you can always get a higher score. So one other thing that we launched is Insider Connected. And this is a really huge initiative for pinball. It's kind of like Xbox Live, if you're familiar, but for your pinball machine. So we've connected our pinball machines globally. So you can track your achievements, your high scores, and just communicate with people all over the world.
Oh, that's very cool.
So, Tosh, tell everybody what you do, followed by Terry.
Yeah, so I am Nathasha, all the way in Miami, and I'm a Latin pop singer-songwriter. Yes, Athena, I gotta say, I love your energy, man. Like, ever since we started the show, like, you just put a smile on my face because you're
so sweet. Miami, I'm jealous where you are right now.
Well, I'm jealous that you were in Greece, okay? Because I love Greece. So
hey, if you didn't have no food to eat, you wouldn't be that jealous.
That's true. So I started professionally my career 2 years ago in the pandemic, and it's been honestly the best decision I ever made. I'm having a blast. You kind of just finding myself in music, and being really happy with creating and seeing my work being displayed on TV, which was a huge accomplishment for me last year, that I was able to get one of my music videos on Telemundo in Miami. Yes, I I did that, and I was so proud. So I feel like that has given me so much momentum to continue, creating more music and kind of just exploring my creativity and just putting it out there. I mean, this year I'm already in the works of creating a new music video. I have 3 songs already made for this year. So, we're going bigger and better this year. I had my first performance last week on an open mic. I performed my songs, and it was, I've done karaoke before and it's fun, but it's always very different when you're singing your song, because you're like, oh my God, like I hope people at least like bop to it or are feeling the song. And it was such a good vibe from the whole audience that was there. So I'm just very happy. I'm blessed. I'm grateful, and I know that this is the right move for me. So definitely take a listen. Yes, take a listen to Que Pasó or Menea. You can check it out on my website. Yes. Oh wait, I did have a question, Athena. I do want to know. You did win The Bachelor. So where's the ring?
I know. I know. So we have an announcement. It hasn't been announced just yet. But yeah, womp womp. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. But what I do have to say is that in life, you need downfalls. You need to fail. You need to feel sad so that you can use that as a step to your next level of success. You need to experience those hardships in your life so that you can take the next step of your life and learn, grow from that hardship, grow from that experience, so that God can send you the next blessing that's on its way.
So here was her downfall. We're at the cute booty store. Show them that bag.
Oh my God!
So we're at the cute booty store. So Samantha, you will like this. Up to 80% off on cute booty stuff. Terry's been here. Tosh, we decided that when the girls come in, we're gonna bring them over here.
Like, it really is so cute.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, their stuff is. I love their stuff.
It really is freaking cute. It's so cute. It's like I can't. Even the place is cute. Like, the pants are cute. The place is cute. The couch is cute. Even the mirror is cute. Like, even the bathroom is cute.
Okay, so if you go to her Instagram, you'll understand why she's happy, because they do look good on. I gotta say that. So that's the case. So Zach, your wife, and David, you too. Let your wives know, because if you need something,
oh, definitely,
sure,
we gotta hook up for you guys.
Valentine's Day is coming up, so I appreciate it.
Hey, up to 80% off.
It looks cute, right?
Oh my God! Well, it is my color,
Oh geez.
So that's the good thing. And our event's coming up, so it's actually coming into fruition. Samantha and Christian, I wish you guys could come in. Maybe you can. I don't know, but David, you're going to be there. Zach, I don't know if you can get out of Chicago with your wife or whatever, but you guys are invited to our event, and it's just good to meet new people. I'm glad that Christian and Samantha, I got a chance to talk to you. It was only supposed to be maybe 15 minutes. We talked for like an hour, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And I said, Vanna's name came up, and I was like, a couple other people's names came up, and I'm like, okay, you guys got to meet, because that's the story. So David, talk about this. Talk about the African Americans in the toy world, because you have something you wanted to say about that, right?
Yeah, actually, what's going on right now, I'm working with a group of guys. It's called Black Inventors Got Game, and we're working on a documentary, and it's actually focusing on Lonnie Johnson, the inventor of the Super Soaker, the inventor of the Viewmaster, and the inventor of the card game Phase 10. All these guys were African Americans, but a lot of people don't know about them. And it's just a sad thing. Like, even with me, like, whenever I meet people and they say, "Wow, you're in toys and you're Black," like, it's something that a lot of people really don't come across. So what we're doing is actually showing and showcasing Black designers, inventors, artists in the industry, and make it an ongoing thing and actually celebrate them, give them their flowers and just bring a spotlight to their recognitions, to their inspirations, and how like these guys have inspired, a lot of us. Like when I see Elon Musk running around with a flamethrower, I just can't help but think that that's a little kid with a super soaker back in the day, and that inspired him to get to that level. So it's like these are the things where we want to focus the spotlight on, because you never know who you inspire, whether it's black, white, female, male, whoever it is, to galvanize their passions and take it further than what they ever expected.
So Terri, your time is coming back to get back on the red carpet. So you're going to be doing a lot of things. You will be very happy. I'm not even going to say what it is, but you'll be very, very happy.
Yes, I will be very happy. Well, that's my forte, red carpet. I've been with Brian for like 7 years now, doing the entertainment hosting on the red carpet, interviewing celebrities. So that's my thing. And then fitness is my other passion. I'm a fitness competitor, and I kind of took a couple of years off because of the pandemic. And last year there was just, I don't know, it was too crazy. So I'm training again to get back up on stage. So that's kind of what I've been up to lately.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
I'm a Spartan runner, so I'm doing my Spartan training now.
and I do want to say about Cute Booty though is that you haven't. Those are the most comfortable gym pants. Hopefully you got the leisure pants.
I'm not sure what I got, but whatever I got is pretty cute. It's cute.
All their stuff is really cute. It's really functional. It's all made really well, because a lot of times you'll see really cute gym pants, and then you wash them and they fall apart, or they're just made cheaply, and those are made really well. So you're gonna love them.
They look really well. Right now. They look really delicious too.
All right, so if you go to her Instagram, just like everybody's Instagram, you'll see why she likes them.
I didn't post anything just yet, but I'll post. I can't. Okay, Brian, I cannot get off. I can't get off my mind that like our new friend over here, it was on Telemundo, because I used to watch 12 Corazones when I was like growing up, and Chuchi Planchan and all those words used to use. They're so funny. Like 12 Corazones. Can you explain what 12 Corazones is? Like Telemundo.
I can't. Telemundo. Can.
She's gonna be a star. She's gonna be a huge star.
They're all stars.
I don't think I ever saw 12 Corazones, but sounds like I've seen a Gaviota. I don't know if you ever heard of Gaviota.
No, I only watched 12 Corazones.
Oh, that. See, I didn't watch that.
It was hilarious. Like literally 12 Corazones. So like they had 12 guys and one girl, or one girl and 12 guys, and like they would all get up and have to dance for them and try to win the heart of one person. And then, like they go in the middle of the dance floor and like. He's so funny. Like, it was really funny. Like, they do the craziest things because they wanted to win the heart. Wait a minute. It's kind of like what I did. It's kind of like The Bachelor.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, exactly.
Am I like
just the Spanish version?
Zach, I can only imagine what you're thinking. This is like a game there.
I'm just enjoying this.
Oh, Zach, talk about, you guys got a bunch of stuff in production. I'll talk about that. What you can talk about.
Yeah, I mean, Rush is the newest, so we are currently producing Rush right now. We sold out of our LEs. We built 1,000 LEs, sold out morning of announcement. So we're just busy cranking out, Deadpool, Mandalorian, Star Wars, Led Zeppelin, Stranger Things, Jurassic Park, Avengers. I can just keep rattling off themes.
Look at David's face. He's like, yeah.
That's freaking awesome, Zach.
Because I know the licensing nightmare he's going through.
Especially with Disney. Actually, this is being recorded. I love Disney.
So, Christian, what do you think about this? Because you're a Marvel fan, right? You talked about the ideas that went off. Favorite films and why?
My favorite films?
Yep.
Oh, I mean, going back, because I'm 51 years old, so going back, I suppose one of my favorite films would have been Shawshank Redemption. Then of course, like things like Predator in its day and things like that. But now, with the film and the technology, these Marvel films are just absolutely amazing, fantastic. And now they're creating the series so that on Disney, and it's just fantastic what they're doing now. It's unbelievable with all the special effects. It's phenomenal.
And Samantha?
Well, I suppose I have only just enjoyed films through being with Christians. So I have only recently, in the last few years, become a Marvel fan. But I just love the costumes, man. They are amazing. But yeah, we love films, whatever. Christian knows every film going, pretty much.
So, and the last time that David was on, David acknowledged that Spider-Man might have been your favorite character for the first time ever, right?
Mhm.
Talk about that and why.
Well, I mean, he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites because he's so relatable, you know, because I think that it's something that everybody can kind of understand where they don't have a voice, but then when they find their voice, they use their voice. And that's kind of like how Peter Parker is. Like, Peter Parker really doesn't have a voice, but when he becomes Spider-Man, that's when he becomes more independent, more solid of himself, you know, so like I always love that dynamic of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and just how, like, you know, Spider-Man would get the flu, you know, Spider-Man would get bruised up, his costume would get tore up, you know, he would, you know, get a black eye, you know, he had to creep back in the house, you know, and not have his aunt hear him, and then go to school, you know, stuff like that. So it was all these little things where he had to balance this duality of self, which something that I think that we all can relate to, is always this balance of who we are and who we want to be.
So,
you know,
Terry, I never asked you this.
You know,
Do you have
and
a
as
favorite
far
character?
as that goes with that movie, I absolutely hated it, but because it was nothing like that. It was a special effects roller coaster. It looked beautiful and everything, but that was just not Spider-Man.
What the latest one?
Yeah, I did not like that at all.
Interesting.
I was just about to ask you what you thought about that one, about that movie.
Yeah, I actually, it was a certain line that was actually said in the film where it actually broke the suspension of disbelief for me, and it took me to like a feeling that I've never even had with Spider-Man before, and I really think that it missed the mark of what it was supposed to be. Like, it was way too emotional, way too, I don't know, that just wasn't Spider-Man to me.
That's interesting. Samantha and Christian, talk about the movie-going experience you guys were telling me going to in London, what that was like. Because you guys went to go see The Matrix. Talk about that.
It was a ghost town, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We went, and there was probably 8 of us in the cinema. We got premiere seats at the front, and it was not many people there at all. The film was great, but it was just very eerie.
It was like a ghost town, wasn't it?
Well,
it felt really like, a bit eerie in the cinema. I mean, you think all those seats, and there was only 8 people watching the film. Unbelievable.
And Zach, have you gotten a chance to get out? Because you've been busy.
No, I mean, I'm working remote. I mean, I go into the factory when I need to for, photo shoots, video shoots, but no, we're kind of hunkered down. My wife's from the East Coast, so we've gone to Maine for like vacation for a month and work remote. But no, I mean, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but my first time getting on a plane in 2 years will be next week, unless there's a close contact or who knows what happens between now and then. But it'll be my first pinball tournament in 2 years. So we'll see.
Hey, can we turn into that and watch, or what? How do we do that?
Yeah, no, it'll be live streams. I can put the Twitch station in the chat. But
that's gonna be fun.
It'll be interesting. I might be a little rusty. I haven't played much pinball these last 2 years, but you know what? If Phil Mickelson or whoever else can win when they're 50 or however old, I like my chances.
Terry, I was going to ask you, favorite character. Are you a Marvel or DC fan?
No, I wasn't really. My brother was all into that, but I was never. I'm gonna be honest, no.
Yeah, because you were more into horror films.
Yeah, I mean, I still am into horror films. I've always been into horror films. I like anything that's kind of realistic that it could actually happen type of movies. But as far as comic books and that kind of stuff, now, like my brother is 50 years old. He still collects Star Wars stuff. So I guess I can live through him with that kind of stuff.
See, Gina, what were you into?
Me?
Yeah, because for me, I'm a DC guy. I was the Flash. I still like the Flash. I can't wait for a Flash movie.
Honestly, I love anything that's gonna keep my suspense. I love humor, so I'm a sucker for Will Smith and Martin Lawrence when Bad Boys 2 was so funny because it incorporated action and comedy, which is awesome. Those two together. I love Big Mama's House. Martin Lawrence is hilarious, so funny.
That was like torture to me.
Brian, I can go back though too. I also like comedy. I mean, like, I love like Tommy Boy. That's like one of my
Terri,
favorite
you're a
movies.
comedy. That's why.
Oh yeah, thank you. But anyway, like Tommy Boy is probably one of my favorite movies.
I love how she said thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Roxy,
Because
I
he's
know
always
you're
making
there.
fun of me.
I have to.
Out of love.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
loves
know.
I
being
wouldn't
made
go
fun of
that
out of love.
far. So Roxy,
No,
I
yeah,
haven't had a
he
chance
loves
to chime
me.
in with you. So if you had that's funny. If you had a favorite character, what one might that be for you? Roxy.
She's thinking.
Oh, she's probably busy working on stuff.
I thought of a character I liked if I was going to really be into Marvel characters. It would be Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
cuckoo like that. Just kidding.
I actually love Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is so dope. I love that he just does that little, and then you're just like somewhere else. Like
Hey,
I
Todd,
honestly,
can you do that again? Do that again.
What is this?
I think that was like a.
She's going to
What
hypnotize
size?
Pretty
everybody.
good.
Yes.
I've been watching too many. I just my boyfriend got me into Marvel, and we've been watching like movies of different characters. And I gotta say, Doctor Strange is just so cool that like it's like if you're on a trip, you know, like everything that flips upside down and like so cool. I gotta say, Doctor Strange, you're the man.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Just social media links, and then where you'll be performing next. Go ahead.
Yeah, at Vocally Tosh and all social media platforms. I got my website, natasharumbosmusic.com. And in February, I can't remember the date, but I'm doing open mics. The second week of February, doing a couple of open mics here in Miami. I will post more once I know which ones they are, but I have 4 more that I'm gonna start doing in February, and hopefully when I'm in LA, there could be an opportunity for me to perform. You know, just putting it out there, and give me a hear me out.
Yes.
And David, go for it. You got some things coming up. And also, you know what? You're gonna meet my friend Lamont Good, who we call the Black Spiderman. They actually do call him the Black Spiderman. You're gonna see what he can do. I think your mouth will drop. Terri and I know him. He's really good.
Nice. Well, right now I'm working alongside my partners at the Nacelle company. We're actually developing. We're going to bring back a couple of old toy lines, Robo Force, Power Lords, and we're crazy working on that. And it's going to be a big rollout that's actually coming soon. So, and it's going to be pretty dope. Pretty dope. It's bringing a modern edge and twist to these retro characters.
I think that's great.
Very nice.
And also we're also working on a comedians line as well, a legendary comedians line, which should kind of be like the first of its kind. So it's gonna be really cool.
That'd be cool. Zach, go for it.
Yeah, get out and play pinball. I mean, if you go to sternpinball.com, you just type in pinball in your Google browser or wherever. I mean, just get out and play. It's fun.
And then Samantha Christian.
I've got the second book in this series, Jake Hall series, which is called Captain Boomer and the Octopus. That comes out in March the 15th. It's been released. And I'm been currently working on a adult book now, which is a thriller, Dinner Date Death. So I'm putting a lot of work into this. As Samantha said earlier, the tap is just on, and I just keep putting pen to paper, and I can't stop writing. But obviously, my dream is to get one of these books, obviously, into cartoon form as a series, a bit like what Peppa Pig did years ago, and would love to see that come on TV. It'd be amazing.
Yes, you just need to go to christianlockwood.com or his tags are christian.lockwood.author.
And Terry?
My website is terrimarieofficial.com, and then my social media is all nonstop Terri Marie.
Athena, talk about what you got coming up.
Yeah, so I have some things coming up, but I can't talk about it. So it'll be a nice surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. I know. I couldn't even tell Brian what I was doing back in May going on the Bachelor of Greece. But yes, you can find me on Instagram. I'm Athena NY for New York. And yeah, stay tuned. If you ever want to be motivated or you're feeling like you don't have a great day, come on my page. I'm constantly motivating people to pursue their dreams, love themselves, not care what anyone thinks, and forget the naysayers and just do what makes you happy in your life. So yeah.
And all for those ladies out there and guys, don't forget about cute booty because
yes,
that's important. That's important.
Yes.
Samantha, you will love them.
It's
Dave, I know
cute.
David's wife will love them. Jack, your wife will know them too.
It's
So.
cute. It's so cute. It's so cute.
And I have to always say this, and it is Giving Tuesday, and I forgot to say at the beginning, for your charities, it's very, very important to always give. I always wanted to say we wanted to do Giving Tuesday for the whole year, not just one day out of the year. And especially for Christian, your granddaughter, you know, that's important to me. I think about her all the time, and I haven't met her yet. I want to meet her one day. I think that's very, very important.
That'd be lovely. That'd be fantastic. And as I said earlier, all the Katie and Grandad books that I brought, 50% goes back to charity, and that's that's something close to my heart because of my granddaughter.
And so, thank you for everybody for coming on. And it's one of those things where I say this: have a good night tonight, have a better day tomorrow. And if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. And for the cute booty Athena over here, that goes for Terry too, and Tosh.
Give someone a smile today. Say you look good. I like your smile. Wait. Where is your smile?
See, she gets the last word tonight. I don't even got to say anything. The world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. We will see you next week. Thank you, everybody. Roxy, thank you.
Thank you.